Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Dishita, and let me tell you guys, I am so thankful and so grateful for all the love and support that you've shown on my previous video. We've reached 11,000 views, something I really did not expect that video to bring me in. It was just last year when I was at your position where I was trying to figure out this industry and kind of gain insights from all YouTube video sources and all the other sources that I could find. And honestly, I know that there's not a lot of information out there. Luxury industry is still growing, especially in the Indian sector, so a lot of people have still not been able to share their POV, but I'm so happy that I'm able to bring in my insights and help you guys out. And I get all the aggressive comments that I've been getting on this video at this point. Considering a part 2 is long overdue, I am truly very sorry. I work as a full-time professional now, and it's just very difficult to research for these videos, to make long format content, edit them on time and bring it to you after a long working day. There was a point in time last year where I was so saturated with work that I hit my burnout, so I did not really want that to happen this time, hence the videos are being so delayed. So I'm gonna pick out questions from the comment section directly and answer them right here. The first question that I get, I think this is one question that I get a lot, is what are you doing after completing the course and do you not go for walk-in interviews in Dubai? First of all, I am currently working as a publicist in the entertainment and music industry, both in India as well as some international market spaces. I kind of deal with high net worth individuals and clients in the entertainment and music industries who tap into luxury but in a very different sector, not just fashion. I deal with a lot of luxury events and a lot of luxury placements rather than just the fashion aspect now. Currently, I am working as a trainee, so even though I work a full day, I am still a trainee and not a full-time employee. I made the decision to go from marketing to PR, considering I did not really feel satisfied with marketing at the point, and I really wanted to learn more about different aspects of communication. And I really think that this was my time to kind of venture into a different career path to see if this is something that aligns with my future career goals. Also, PR was something that I was eyeing throughout my luxury brand management experience. It was something that I was intrigued by, and it honestly allows me to network with a lot of people. I'm able to connect and talk to a lot of industry professionals directly, and that's something very valuable to me at the point. In terms of why am I not in Dubai, I made a deliberate choice of returning back to Mumbai in March. I did tap my feet into the Dubai luxury market to kind of see what kind of jobs were available in the market. I soon came to realize that the offerings that they had to present weren't really matching the level of skill and experience that I brought to the table, and so this did not really align with my career aspirations at that time. And honestly, I think this is very common practice in the international market space, especially for people who are not from the region, because in luxury it's really important to understand your market, and so if you're someone who has specific regional retail knowledge, you would benefit a lot and probably get a job offer sooner. And in terms of walk-in interviews, there are walk-in interviews happening everywhere in the world, and it all has its own season. But because Dubai is such an international market, you see people traveling from everywhere in the world, it becomes very difficult and very competitive. So if you're someone who's just starting out in luxury like myself, it becomes difficult to stand out in the crowd, because there are people who are walking in with 5 to 6 years of experience in luxury retail, something that can only be brought with time. And to summarize this, I honestly think I wouldn't have been able to switch career paths and would have to stick to marketing if I was in Dubai. So I really want to take this time to kind of understand and explore different opportunities rather than niching myself down right now. I took a course from Marangoni University, but I'm afraid to join the industry because I don't know what I have to do. Please tell me what I should do. First of all, congratulations on completing your course. I do understand this fear of not knowing what to do, so I'm gonna try my best to kind of give you some pointers here. Starting with kind of get yourself into the market space and make yourself recognizable. By that, what I mean is you need to go and follow up with the stores that are present in your cities and kind of see what events they are hosting. A lot of these brands host client appreciation events, they have exclusive previews, they have some of the other pop-up events happening here and there. So make sure you go and attend these events. These events provide you with a network opportunity. You not just understand the clientele, but you can actually talk to people who are not usually going to be in the store, who represent the company. This shows that you're proactively following the brand and basically making some efforts. To add to that, I would say do some grassroots research as well. So visit stores during off-peak hours and talk to the sales associate and the client advisors present on floor. I am telling you, they are ready to help you out. If you ask them any question regarding the industry, they are more than happy to help you out. But make sure you're going on off-peak hours so that you do not disturb their routine. By visiting the store, you kind of understand the feel of the brand, and this allows you to kind of prepare yourself and immerse yourself in the brand itself. When you're at the store already interacting with people who represent the brand, it makes it easier for you to understand the brand, allowing you to present yourself better if an opportunity comes up. Third thing that I would say is to follow these brands on all social medias. Brands like LVMH or Gucci, they keep on presenting a lot of internship opportunities, especially on LinkedIn. There is another website that I forget the name of, but I'm gonna put it right here. But you can of course look at these websites and keep following up every single day and kind of see if there are any opportunities out there. Even if it's an unpaid internship, I suggest go for it because this is how the space works. The last point that I would want to share on this topic would be to understand that if you want to enter the luxury space, especially in a market like India, you have to start at the retail floor. So you would have to start as a client advisor doing sales, considering it becomes very difficult to get a back end role. The only reason it is difficult is because India is still an emerging market. There are not a lot of openings for back end roles. I'm not saying that it's impossible to get a back end role immediately. However, the chances are going to be like 0.01%. Usually when brands want to hire people to work in back end, they usually promote internally rather than getting in new talent, because if you've already worked on the sales floor, you understand the brand, you understand the brand's consumers. If I do a BBA from any college, can I pursue a diploma in luxury management? Is that possible? It is absolutely possible. You just need to find the correct college for it. I believe not all the universities allow you to directly go from any degree that you've pursued into a master's program in luxury. You definitely need to have some sort of backing in either BBA or management studies. But the course that I did was a diploma and we had no such restrictions. And I believe a lot more universities are kind of lifting that restrictive barrier, considering people from different walks of life bring in a bigger perspective into the luxury market. For example, if you're someone who's done engineering, you can enter into the watchmaking space of luxury or the automobile space of luxury, something that is still left to tap yet. I'm not saying that those industries haven't been tapped at all, but it is a very niche industry and definitely you can bring your POE to it. When it comes to luxury fashion, you definitely just need to be aware of the brands, what they're doing. You need to have a sense of understanding of how certain businesses run, especially in fashion, and just a little few details that I think are not really that difficult to kind of just grasp. Also, the fact that the luxury industry is just growing in India right now and these courses are just emerging. A lot of these courses are structured in such a way that we get to study from a lot of case studies and not theory. So it doesn't really matter what you've learned in your past, as long as you're able to understand these experiences and kind of develop knowledge accordingly, you should be fine. For example, with most of our classes, we had a lot of assignments wherein we were to go to the malls, we were to go to these stores and observe customers and their shopping habits. We were forced to talk and interact with the sales staff to kind of understand the brands. Initially Initially, all of us were so hesitant considering this is something that we've never done before. We don't usually just walk up to the store manager and start asking them questions. Me being an introvert, this definitely came across as a challenge to me, but I believe now I'm able to hold conversations much better. I'm able to interact with people. These assignments honestly helped me gain a lot of confidence and just being able to put myself out there. Also, I realized that a lot of you guys want to pursue this after your 12th, but just to clarify, the course that I did was a diploma course, so that was an extension that I did after my bachelor's. I completed my bachelor's in management studies where I specialized in marketing, and then I switched my college to FAD, and then I studied luxury brand management and fashion communication at a PG diploma level. So if you are looking into the same exact course, you definitely need a bachelor's degree to pursue this. Although a lot of universities are doing this at a bachelor's level, so you just have to do your research. Also, I see a lot of people still asking me about which universities offer this course. However, I did tap into that in my previous video, so if you haven't watched it already, make sure you go watch that. What if I pursue an MBA from abroad in management? Will it elevate my position and career opportunities? Having an international MBA definitely gives you an edge over others, especially the ones who have just experienced the local market. With an international MBA, you come with the experience of experiencing an international market that brings in more value, of course. You tend to understand the market at a global level and not just in India, so it definitely brings more value to any brand. However, let me be honest about the fact that this does not guarantee you a job abroad. Considering the job market of 2025, everything is extremely competitive, and making sure that you stand out becomes really difficult. Something that I tell everyone around me is that if you're someone who wants to start in the luxury industry, make sure that you have the financial backing that can last you for a good 2 to 3 years, considering this industry is very demanding. You do not get job offers until you have significant experience, and in order to gain experience, you have to work through several unpaid internship or minimum wage internship. Unfortunately, that's how most of the networking, especially in the luxury fashion space, is done. The industry is very reserved, and coming in as a complete beginner or a newcomer with zero experience, it is definitely difficult to make your space. But please do not be disheartened by it. If you have the financial backing and the means to support yourself, I would suggest to just reach out to brands. A lot of these brands are willing to mentor and teach you. However, the only downside is that they wouldn't be able to pay you for an internship, or the pay would be very minimum, that you wouldn't be able to survive completely on the pay provided by these brands. Also, I feel like I need to constantly say this, but this sort of experience is only for the newcomer, someone who does not have any experience, someone who's just starting out in the industry. I believe fashion in general is such an industry that you need network and you need connects to grow. But if you're someone who's worked for like 6+ years, or if you're someone who's worked significantly and have certain experience, you can definitely land yourself better positions. A lot of people still ask me that should they be doing this course abroad, and I would say yes, but only if you have the means and capability to do that. Considering moving abroad is not a minute expense. It can be very expensive, it can be very draining, considering you're going to be living all alone. I feel like when I left, I was living in this comfort bubble, and as soon as I landed in a different country, that bubble burst for me. I had to do my own laundry, I had to look after my own job, I had to be an adult, and that definitely becomes very draining and challenging. But I wouldn't really trade this experience for anything. I had people from different parts of the world and different walks of life work with me on different assignments. Even my professors came from different parts of the industry, and I was able to gain first-hand global exposure and experiences through these professors and through the connects that I made in the bar. I would say there are a lot of practical benefits of going abroad and kind of taking this course, even for a couple of months like me. You get to have a lot of industry visits. You may get a chance to work in an international fashion week like I did. You may get to work for a brand that is in the international space. So it definitely adds a lot more to your CV than someone who's just worked in one region. Okay, last question. Do you get a job after the course from college? If you study in India, do the chances of getting a job abroad increase? What about Dubai specifically? Is the pay really worth it? Okay, that was a mouthful, but I believe I've answered most of this question ahead. I'm just going to quickly summarize it and give you additional points to it. So, in terms of my experience, my college did have a placement cell, but you need to realize that this process cannot always be streamlined. It depends on the opportunities that are available to the market in general. 2025 itself has been bad in terms of the job market space. There are not a lot of opportunities and openings for people who are just entering into the industry, but I would still like to be hopeful and say that yes, there are opportunities out there. They're just going to take some time, and I do believe that a lot of these colleges have their own placement cells because they have direct industry contacts, and if and whenever these brands are looking for interns, they reach out to these universities, and that's where you can try your luck. To answer the second part of the question, do your chances increase if you've just studied in India? I wouldn't necessarily say that, considering if someone has worked in an international market, they definitely have more of an edge. Again, it is not an impossible thing. It's just that you would have to stand out way more in the crowd than someone who's worked in an international space or has studied in an international space. But I would also suggest that it becomes really important for you to have some sort of an experience in the region that you're trying to work in, just because it provides you with a lot of insights about the region, about consumer behavior, something that's really, really important. Dubai in itself is a very expensive place, to be honest. If you want to survive Dubai, it is very, very competitive, I would say. I'm not gonna lie about it. It definitely becomes challenging, especially as a newcomer in the industry. People there have been working for more than 6 years. They started working in their own countries, their own cities, and then decided to move to Dubai after they've achieved a significant point in their life in terms of their career. And that honestly did open my eyes to the market there. It was really fun being mentored by some of these industry professionals while I was working there as an intern and a trainee. Of course, the jobs that were being offered to me specifically weren't as challenging enough, and I believe that my skill set was being undervalued, which is why I came back to India. But again, nothing is impossible. Anything can happen. If you have an opportunity, you definitely should try out for it. You should never be hesitant about it. You know that saying that shoot up to the moon, and even if you miss, you're gonna land amongst the stars. It's exactly that. You need to take in every opportunity, even though you're gonna think that, oh, I'm not skilled enough, or I don't think I'm gonna get it. Take that chance, you never know. Bonus thing that I want to talk about is a lot of people ask me about the fee structure part of it, and I do understand that this is a very normal question to ask. The only reason that I am not really discussing the fee structure is that every year the fee structure changes. Apparently, when I was doing my research for when I wanted to start in this industry, the fees was completely different, and it was significantly different the year that I actually got in. Also, a lot of these universities have their own scholarship programs. That way, there is a big chance that most of your fee gets waived off, or a significant amount gets waived off. I'm gonna try and put in some emails in the description so that you guys can reach out to these specific universities and kind of have your own conversation about fee structures and what the course looks like. You need to understand that the education industry keeps keeps on changing. So whatever I answer right now, it wouldn't be valid in like another 2 or 3 weeks, I believe. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I want to end this on a very positive note. All the best to anyone and everyone who's trying to get into this industry. I know you got it. There are gonna be a lot of opportunities coming your way. So yeah, every person that you admire today has also started from this very point. So please do not lose your motivation. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to leave down any queries that you have, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.